I took a $500 course and landed a $75,000 tech sales job in just 30 days. Here's how I did it. You see, most people believe that you need a college degree or experience to land a job in tech, and they are dead wrong. I followed a step-by-step strategy that I'm sharing with you today completely for free. And I'm not here to give you the same tired advice about redoing your resume or customizing cover letters. By the end of this video, you'll learn exactly which $500 course that I took, the 4 strategies that got me hired, plus the exact templates and scripts that I used. And if you stick around to the end, I'll reveal the bonus step that got me an extra $5K before I even started working. Now here's the key. Each step builds on top of the previous one, so if you miss one step, the whole system crumbles. Get them all right and you'll have companies fighting over you. Now let me be completely transparent. This wasn't just any random online course. This was CourseCareers. And here's exactly why this specific investment was a game changer for me. Most people waste money on courses that teach useless theory. What I needed was something that would teach me how to actually perform the job that I was applying for. And CourseCareers taught me the exact skills that I needed as a sales development rep. Basically how to prospect for leads, use the CRM software, make cold calls, send effective LinkedIn messages, and most importantly, how to interview for these roles. But here's the game changer. They have a Discord community of people who already landed jobs using their exact system. Now this course was self-paced, which was perfect because I was able to study in every spare moment that I had. But I didn't just passively watch the videos. I took notes, I practiced my scripts, and actually implemented what I was learning. And in about 2 weeks, I finished the course and received my certificate. And at this point, I confidently understood what exactly companies were looking for in an SDR candidate. But having this knowledge was only the beginning. The real breakthrough came when I started applying the first unconventional tactic that most job seekers completely ignore. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think networking means going to random events and collecting business cards. But what I did was laser focused and strategic. I leveraged the CourseCareers network strategically, and this was huge. So I went into their Discord community and connected with graduates who were already working at companies that I wanted to join. Now here's exactly what I did. I'd find someone at a target company and send them a message similar to this. I would say something like, "Hey John, congratulations at your position at Oracle. I see you're a CourseCareers graduate and I'm really interested in applying there, and I see the company culture looks amazing. Would you be open to sharing your experience there?" And I always opened the conversation with a compliment because they accomplished what the main goal of the course was, which was landing a job. So that usually gets them talking. Then I would make them aware that I'm also a CourseCareers graduate, which introduces a sense of familiarity because we are part of the same community. And after that, I would just ask a simple question just to get them talking. I've never gotten a negative reply for asking someone about their experience at a company. At that point, I would go back and forth with them just a little bit. Then I'd ultimately ask if I could use them as a referral or if they'd be open to introducing me to their hiring manager. Now this strategy got me warm introductions instead of cold applications. Out of about 10 people I reached out to, 7 responded to me and about 5 agreed to be referrals. 4 turned into immediate interviews that same week. That is the power of a network. Nothing is stronger than somebody putting in the good word to you to their hiring manager, simply because it's a transfer of trust. And if you follow this strategy, you will drastically improve your chances of successfully landing a job in a short amount of time. But even with these warm introductions, I still needed to make sure that my applications stood out from the hundreds of others flooding their inbox. Now this is where step 3 comes in. Here's what separates winners from losers. I never applied using the easy apply button, and I only applied to about 22 companies. Most people apply to hundreds of jobs randomly, but I took the opposite approach. I applied to fewer companies, but with laser focus and maximum impact. And the process was simple. I used a software called hunter.co to keep track of my job applications, managing each step of the process, from completed the application to the interview, all the way to a rejected or an accepted offer. It's a far more efficient tracking system than if you were to create a spreadsheet on like Google Sheets or Excel or something like that. And hunter.co is free to use, so you might as well use it. And for each company, I researched their products, read their mission statements, read about their company culture, and developed an overall understanding of what they do and how they serve their customers. This helped me tailor my resume, my cover letter, and my outreach. Now, my resume highlighted relevant experience for their specific needs. It didn't say things like, "I'm a well-rounded sales professional with excellent communication skills," anything like that. It gave specific, tangible results of what I did in my previous roles, which essentially paints a picture for them and how I can help their company. For example, I achieved a 30% increase in qualified leads generated month over month. So for my cover letter, basically I explained my interest in working for the company and my thoughts on how I could provide value towards achieving their mission. Most importantly, I applied directly through their website, not LinkedIn. But here's where it gets really interesting. Having a perfect application means nothing if you can't get in front of the right decision makers. That's where step 4 changed everything. In addition to reaching out to my CourseCareers network, for every company I applied to, I found their hiring managers reached out directly using the same exact skills that I'd be using as an SDR. Here was my exact approach. I'd find the hiring manager on LinkedIn, call their main office and ask to be transferred to them, or even better, I'd find their mobile number using a free software called Apollo.io. And when I got them on the phone, I'd say something like this. Hi John, my name is Lily and I just applied for the SDR position and I wanted to reach out to you directly because I'm genuinely excited about the opportunity to help Oracle grow its pipeline. Would you have 15 minutes this week to discuss why I could possibly be your next hire? Yes, you have to be bold with it. Ask for the interview because that is exactly what you're going to be doing on the job when you're asking to book meetings with these people. And I also sent LinkedIn messages and emails, and CourseCareers actually includes some templates in the course, but here's just an example. I said something like this. Hi John, I just applied to the SDR role at Oracle. I've been researching your recent expansion into blank market or blank product, and I'd love to discuss how my background in real estate could help drive pipeline growth. Would you have 15 minutes this week for a brief conversation? That's exactly the type of LinkedIn message that I would send. And this approach got me responses from about 80% of hiring managers that I contacted. And as you do your research, you'll know who to reach out to. You'll start to become familiar with different and relevant titles such as like head of people or head of talent acquisition, recruiters, and etc. But with great networking and outreach, you still need to be able to nail the interview. And that's where the most crucial step comes in, the one that actually closes the deal. So here's the truth that nobody tells you. I practice my interview skills relentlessly, and you have to as well. Whether it was in the mirror or with my husband, even using AI mock scenarios, I was always practicing. Tech sales interviews are different from regular job interviews. They're testing your ability to think on your feet, handle objections, and communicate clearly under pressure. And it's pretty standard to have to create a mock cold email or go through a mock cold call session with the people who will be interviewing you. So here's exactly what I practiced. I practiced the top 10 tech sales interview questions, which is a whole entire guide that CourseCareers gives you, which I'm telling you was extremely helpful. I also practiced cold calling scenarios where one person played difficult to prospect. Another thing I did was objection handling from common pushbacks like we're not interested or send me more information or just send me an email. That's a lot of the common responses that you'll get on the job. So I had to practice those. I also practiced the tell me about yourself answer that connected my background to the SDR role. This is a big one because it's almost always asked, and I've learned that this can make or break your interview. It was asked to me on all the interviews, so I highly suggest that you practice. Even though I didn't have tech sales experience, I found examples from my previous jobs that demonstrated the skills that they were looking for. But here's the secret weapon. I prepared questions to ask them. Yes, I researched each company's recent news, their competitors, their market position, and I'd ask things like, hey, I saw you recently launched this product. How's the sales team positioning this with its prospects? Or what does success look like for someone in this role in the next 90 days? This preparation paid off massively. In one interview, the hiring manager mentioned that he was very pleased and shocked by my questions because he said that people don't even ask questions most of the time. And I learned that when you don't ask questions, it doesn't really show much interest. And because of all my preparation, I received offers from 3 out of the 4 companies that I interviewed with. The combination of all 4 of these tactics is exactly what gave me the opportunities and leverage to choose a job. But here's the final piece that most people do not think about. When you're in a position where you're interviewing with multiple companies and receiving multiple offers, you need to know how to use it to your advantage to negotiate for a higher salary with the company that you actually want to work for. And that's exactly how I got a quick and easy $5,000 bump in base salary. It was simply a matter of telling my ideal company that they were my first choice, but that the other offers I received were higher. So we went into negotiations and the head of people for my specific company got back to me within the same day. Instead of a $50K base salary and a $70K OTE, it turned into a $55K base salary and a $75K OTE. And at that moment, I accepted the offer. Now I know what you're thinking. This whole process sounds like it was easy for me, but it wasn't. There were a lot of rejection calls that hurt, rejection emails, late night practicing cold calls, and moments where I honestly questioned if I was making the right choice. But here's what I learned. The best investment that you can make is always in yourself. That $500 CourseCareers investment gave me the foundation. These 4 strategies got me the interviews, and this systematic approach took me from broke to $75,000 in just 30 days. If you're not sure if tech sales is right for you, CourseCareers just launched a free AI career counselor that helps you identify which career path matches your skills in 2 minutes, which could actually save you months from going in the wrong direction. And the best part, people following this exact process are landing $70K, $80K, and even $100K jobs in their first year. And I'm a career coach on CourseCareers now, so if you want the same results, start with their free tech sales course using the link down below. You'll get a discount if you decide to enroll. Plus, you'll have access to coaches like me for one-on-one help. This isn't just about getting a job, it's about completely transforming your financial future. And if this showed you a different approach to job searching, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more strategies that actually work. I'll see you in the next video.